But I wanted to ask you about something you said in your response, which is that the US was snookered, or Trump was snookered, in a sense, which forced his hand and forced him to bomb the Iranian nuclear facilities. So, are you of the opinion that Trump was actually negotiating in good faith with the Iranians?
I don't think Trump was negotiating in good faith because he's never done anything in good faith. The question, rather, is whether at the outset Trump was negotiating seriously in the sense that his objective in negotiating with Iran was to conclude an agreement, or whether Trump never intended to reach an agreement and conducted these negotiations solely to lull the Iranians into a false sense of security so that Israel and the United States could attack them more effectively than would be otherwise the case. My view is that Washington was serious about pursuing a diplomatic resolution with Iran, at least at the outset. But what happened is that a coalition consisting of Israel, its loyalists in the Trump administration and elsewhere in Washington, and the war hawks and the anti-Iran war hawks, managed to persuade Trump, who initially put his red line in the negotiations as Iran can never possess a nuclear weapon, and the United States must acquire watertight guarantees that that can never happen. He then, his negotiator and effective Secretary of State, Steve Witkoff, then shifted the goalposts and said that actually the United States will not accept any agreement that allows Iran to continue enriching uranium, even at very low levels for exclusively civilian purposes, on its own territory. Now, why did this cause a crisis in the negotiations? Well, Iran, under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which it has signed, but Israel has not, has a right to enrich uranium under clear constraints on its own territory. And the United States was basically demanding that Iran renounce its internationally recognized rights for the sake of Israel, which of course has absolutely no inspections and hasn't ratified the NPT and all the rest of it. And my belief is that this Israeli American anti-Iran coalition initially persuaded Trump and Witkoff, who we have to remember, are not the brightest people. Trump is not exactly a stable genius, and they don't really understand the Middle East, and they certainly don't understand Iran. I think they were persuaded that this was a realistic objective and that the Iranians could be bullied into accepting it.